Ahsoka's back, everybody, in more ways than the Clone Wars. What are we talking about? That's coming up on Star Wars Reactions.
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it?
In 1977, George Lucas formed a legacy.
The Force is with me, and I am with the Force.
Inspired by mythology, his saga has become a passion for many.
Feel the Force around you.
His legend has become our story.
It's true. All of it.
One of resistance.
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
Rebellion.
Rebellion is built on hope.
And redemption.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is Star Wars Reactions.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Reactions. We are so happy you are joining us. We hope you all are doing well. I am one half of your hosting team. I am Aaron Harris, and joining me, as always, he is the Ezra to my Kanan. Actually, he's more like the Kanan to my Ezra, because I'm always one getting in trouble. He's the David Motters. David, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing well, my friend. Ready to react and ready to jump into the return of Ahsoka Tano.
Yes, we got Ahsoka's back. We'll be discussing the latest episode of the Clone Wars, Gone with a Trace. We'll be discussing that here shortly. But we got some news to go through and talk about. Of course, I know we mentioned in our last episode the expanded edition of the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker novelization came out, and I finally found it and got my hands on it. Actually, I got it like 2 hours before we started recording tonight. So I'm excited to read that.
Yeah, and Aaron, I would encourage people to get this. I got it a few days ago as well, and Ray Carson has done a really nice job filling in some of the missing pieces. I'm up through, I think, 4 or 5 chapters, but I've really enjoyed this more than the Force Awakens novelization had that. I felt bad for Alan Dean Foster. There was nothing. It was just the movie. There was nothing added to it at all, So I've really enjoyed what she's done. So, yeah, I'd encourage people to get it in whatever form they like.
Absolutely. And you do want to do that because here eventually, once we've had a chance to read it, we will be doing an episode reviewing the book and what we thought of it. So if you want to be able to participate in that episode and that review by sending us your thoughts, make sure you get your hands on the books, download the Audible, however you do your reading, and get that done, because we are going to be doing that pretty soon, I would think. So looking forward to that. Bad news. There's a lot of that going around lately. There's a lot of bad news. Unfortunately, the runDisney has announced that the Star Wars Rival Run weekend that was scheduled to be held at the Walt Disney World Resort has been canceled for 2020. That was heartbreaking to hear. A lot of friends that were planning on running one of those races that weekend, whether it was the 5K, the 10K, or the half marathon, and sad that they've had to cancel that with everything that's going on in the world. But they did. They are going to be working on providing full refunds for everybody. If you need more information about refunds or about anything about runDisney, just visit their website at runDisney.com. So very sad. I was looking forward to seeing some of those people, some of my friends over there in Orlando for that. I wasn't going to run it, but I thought about definitely going over there and seeing some people.
Yeah, Olga and I took the kids down and did the very first one at Walt Disney World. They had, I think, done it a year or two before out in Disneyland, and then they brought it here to the East Coast. And We did it. I think April 2016 was if I'm remembering the dates correctly. Yes. Between Celebration and 15 and 17. Yeah, 2016. And we had a blast. We did the 5K as a family. Got some really neat medals. Got the inaugural medals and all that. And so that is a bummer. People have a great time with that. Like you said, the 5K, 10K, just like you, I've had friends running it. It's better to be safe than sorry right now. I mean, that would have been in what? April, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
April?
Yeah, it's just a few weeks away in April. So, that got canceled. The good news is, though, I mean, if you were doing the virtual marathon, that was still available to be done because, I mean, you can still do that virtually if you want. And I did, and I got my medal in this past week for the virtual half marathon that runDisney did, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's a Chewbacca-themed medal, which I love. It's got a flip. The center of it kind of got a flip coin in it, where one side is Chewbacca and the other side's the Rebel logo. And it says 2020 Virtual Half Marathon. It's got almost it's got a Chewbacca colored fur. I guess the thing that goes around your neck. I can't even think of what it's called. The whatever holds the medal.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that came in, and I got that. So that was cool. My time stunk to high heaven doing that 13.1 miles. But, considering I have a bad knee and did it on breaks at work, it all added up, and I was happy to complete it. So next year is going to be an improvement on my time.
That's right. And congrats. Those medals are like that's a whole other collecting thing. I mean, those things, they're just gorgeous.
Oh, they are. And I've been doing the virtual marathons that Disney does for a couple years now. I did it. They do a series of what they call their summer series over the summer. There are 3 virtual 5K races. One in June, one in July, one in August, I believe, are the dates. And as long as you can do 5K each month, and they give you a different medal for each month. I think the first year I did it was an Incredibles themed marathon. Then last year was the Marvel themed. Beautiful medals. And so this year it's their 5th anniversary, I think they said it was, and they're doing a favorite attractions from the parks theme. So like there's a Haunted Mansion one. There's several from the park that are based on the attractions from the parks. So that's going to, looking forward to that coming up this summer too.
Oh,
yeah,
that's some goodness right there.
It is, and it's easy to do, and I mean, it's fun to do. I mean, usually I just take a couple laps around the neighborhood with the kids, and I've got my 5K in. But because you can break it up however you need to, you can walk it, you can run it, you can do whatever you need, and it makes it simple to do. I mean, I will be honest. The half marathon I just did, the Star Wars one, mostly was walking for the virtual one, just because my knees just can't take it, and I'm that far out of shape I could not make it around a single lap running. So but it's fun doing them. They're thoroughly enjoyable. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I'm sure they will announce since this year's got canceled. I'm sure something will. I can't wait to hear what happens next year, and hopefully maybe I can get myself whooped into shape so next year I can actually do one. So, and not just the virtual one, the real one. So we'll see. So, in brighter and better news, and I'll be honest, I debated discussing this tonight, David. I really did.
Okay.
Because there was no official statement from Disney or Lucasfilm on it.
Right, right, right.
And I usually I hear these things, I see these things, I see the articles, and I'm like, okay, that would be cool, but I'll wait till Disney confirms it or
Yeah.
Lucasfilm confirms it. But this was something that it was being reported. I pretty much gave it my normal brush off till Clayton Sandell from ABC News actually made a statement on it. And Clayton is a great guy. He's I've actually was a guest on Coffee with Kenobi, and he was the other guest on there. So I've gotten to talk to him, and he is a real great guy, real nice, very knowledgeable, and with a lot of inside sources. And he came out and put out a statement about it, confirming half of the story. So at that point, I'm like, well, if Clayton is saying it's happening, it must be happening, because he wouldn't have said it otherwise, or he would have come out and said, I haven't been able to confirm any of this. Or he wouldn't have said anything. But for him to come out and say, this half I've been able to confirm, this half I can't, tells me it's actually happening. So, and what are we talking about? We are talking about Ahsoka Tano. No, we're not talking about the Clone Wars. We're talking about Ahsoka Tano in season 2 of The Mandalorian.
That's big time, man. Big time.
That is huge. I get chills. What I just said that statement, and I got chills running up and down my arms right now saying that. A live action Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian. Yeah, and think of this time frame. This is post Rebels. This is post Return of the Jedi. This is an older Ahsoka.
Yeah.
This is going to be incredible. I'm just curious how they're going to do this. Because there's with the direction they've been going, is she going to show up and be like, what are you doing with Yoda? Who knows? It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. And I'm very interested to see how it plays out. Clayton did confirm that he did confirm that Ahsoka will be in season 2. Awesome. He did say that he saw a list of names that were being considered for casting for it. Now, keep in mind, season 2 is wrapped.
Right.
They're done with season 2. So he saw a list of names that had been casted for parts in season 2, but he doesn't know what characters are playing, so he can't confirm who's playing Ahsoka. But Slash Film is reporting that Rosario Dawson is playing Ahsoka. Now, Clayton did say Rosario was on the list of names that he did see. So it could be her. We don't know. We won't know till probably closer to season 2 or till season 2. But either way, this is incredible news. I mean, we have a lot. We have probably one of the most beloved characters in Star Wars, who's only been seen as in the animated form, being put in the flesh and blood. My mind was blown when I read this. Dave, when you heard this news, what did you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I did say on Twitter, that I very much want it to be Ashley Eckstein. I have not minced words about that. I love her as Ahsoka. She is the voice of Ahsoka. She's I don't. For me, I guess, here's where I'm not a writer, I'm not a producer, I don't run Disney Plus or Lucasfilm, but for me, I don't see any reason for her not to do it. So I would love if it's her. Like you said, Slash Film is stating it's Rosario Dawson. And look, we know that even before this story broke, that she's talked about this a lot, Rosario. She has not been shy about saying she would love to play a live action Ahsoka. But again, I was blown away. I was like, holy mackerel, this is way cool. And like I said, my initial hope, desire, wish, vote is for it to be Ashley.
Well, I think everybody would want it